Fire trucks can't get in, move now! The firefighter's voice slammed through the radio like thunder, but the massive red engine sat stuck at the neighborhood gate. Lights flashing, sirens howling, and every precious second slipping away. And the reason? Karen, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, arms crossed, blocking the entrance like she owned the entire planet. I watched everything from my home security system. My phone vibrated non-stop. Neighbors were panicking, smoke rising just 2 streets away, flames threatening to swallow a home whole. Yet there she stood, screaming about proper authorization and community regulations, as if fire ever asked for permission before destroying lives. In those terrifying moments, I realized Karen wasn't just annoying, she was dangerous. A life-threatening hazard wrapped in pastel cardigans and overpriced sunglasses. And the worst part? She knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted control. She wanted power. And she believed no emergency, not even a blazing inferno, was more important than her rules. I sprinted to my monitor. My cameras had the perfect angle, recording every second of her ridiculous, selfish meltdown. Firefighters begged her to open the gate. Neighbors shouted. One mom was crying, clutching her toddler, watching smoke pour into the sky. Karen didn't budge. Instead, she wagged her finger, claiming, until I confirm their entry, nobody passes. That's when I made my choice. If Karen wanted to play queen, I was about to end her reign. I downloaded the footage, heart pounding. Every second mattered. The fire crew finally rammed through, but those lost minutes could have cost lives. And I knew the HOA board would try to protect her unless I had undeniable proof. Lucky for me, I had exactly that. I marched outside with my phone in hand, ready to expose her. But little did I know this moment would turn our quiet neighborhood into a battleground, and Karen's empire was about to crumble in front of everyone. She spotted me approaching and her expression twisted, a mix of fear and fury. She didn't expect anyone to challenge her, not publicly, not with evidence. You can't record HOA officials without consent, she snapped, voice cracking. But there was panic behind her sunglasses. She knew what she had done. She knew the whole neighborhood saw the truth this time. Before I could even respond, neighbors gathered around us. Some trembling from adrenaline, others shaking with anger. The faint smell of smoke still lingered in the air, a reminder of how close disaster had come. And there she was, trying to spin the situation, claiming she followed emergency procedures. But this time, nobody was buying it. Not after what we all witnessed, and not with the footage in my hand. This was only beginning now. The crowd stayed tense, murmuring as I held up my phone. Karen's fake confidence cracked, her voice shaking as she tried to reclaim authority. Everyone calm down. The fire department must follow HOA entry protocols. Safety standards. Safety? Mrs. Dawson snapped, voice cutting through the air like a blade. You almost got a family killed. Behind her, a firefighter still catching his breath glared at Karen like she was the emergency. I pressed play. The video lit up my phone screen. Karen's screeching voice echoing across the driveway. No, they don't enter unless I approve it. Her face flushed with smug power, arms spread like a gatekeeper of doom. The crowd gasped. Someone whispered, she really did it. Karen lunged toward me. Give me that! That's HOA property. She grabbed at my phone, nails scraping across my hand. Gasps erupted. A firefighter stepped between us, jaw tight. Ma'am, this video is evidence. Step back. The command froze her. Karen stammered. I was protecting the neighborhood. Anyone could have impersonated emergency personnel. The firefighter stared at her like she'd lost her mind. We came in a fire engine, with sirens, and uniforms. Karen opened her mouth, but all that came out was a pathetic squeak. The neighbors erupted, some yelling, some recording with their phones. Every face showed the same expression. We were done with her, but Karen wasn't finished. Her smile reappeared, sinister and smug. This will all be handled through official HOA channels. And you, she pointed at me like a villain in a soap opera, have violated community surveillance guidelines. Recording and distributing without approval is grounds for legal action. Classic Karen nearly caused a disaster, yet trying to weaponize rules to protect herself. I raised my phone and zoomed in on her face. You blocked firefighters in a life-threatening emergency. That's a crime. A hush fell. The firefighter stepped forward again. We'll be filing an official report. Karen's face drained of color. Sweat formed at her hairline. She wasn't used to consequences. She wasn't used to losing. Suddenly, her husband jogged over, flustered, whispering urgently. Karen, stop! We need to go. He tugged her arm. She shook him off, still clinging to her illusion of control. It was protocol! She shrieked again, but her voice cracked like glass. Neighbors exchanged looks. No one believed her anymore. I saved the video twice, then uploaded it to a secure folder. Karen had spent months threatening people with petty fines and fake HOA bylaws. But this time, she crossed a line too big for her to erase. Her power was slipping, and she knew it. That night, the neighborhood WhatsApp group exploded. Screenshots, voice notes, shaky clips someone recorded while Karen blocked the fire truck. It all circulated like wildfire. People who were once scared to speak suddenly found their voice. Turns out, Karen had a long history of power trips. Intimidating seniors, threatening single parents with fines, bullying teens for loitering. And now, everybody wanted justice. I sat on my couch scrolling through messages, heart still racing. My security footage was uploading to the fire department's case file. The email confirmation blinked on my screen. No going back now. For the first time, Karen wasn't the one in control. It felt like the whole neighborhood was waking up from a nightmare. Morning came, and I opened the blinds to chaos. News vans lined the road. A fire department vehicle idled nearby. Neighbors stood in small clusters, whispering. And right in the middle, Karen, designer sunglasses on, hair-perfect fake calm face plastered on. But her hands trembled around a clipboard she clutched like a shield. She marched toward my driveway. "We need to talk." Her voice was stiff, controlled, like she rehearsed every syllable. Behind her, her husband hung back, looking tired and humiliated. "No," I said calmly. "You need to talk to the authorities." Her jaw twitched. "This needs to stay internal. You're escalating a situation that should have been handled privately." I stepped closer. "You blocked emergency responders. Someone's house burned. That's not an HOA issue. That's criminal negligence." Her mask cracked for half a second. Rage flared in her eyes. "Do you know who I am?" "Yeah," I replied. "And soon the whole city will too." Right on cue, a reporter approached us. Karen froze like a mannequin. The reporter turned to me. "We heard you have security footage. Would you be willing to comment?" Karen's lips parted. Panic. Real panic. She looked small for the first time. Not a tyrant. Just a desperate person who finally went too far. She spun toward the reporter, voice shaking. "This is harassment!" I was following HOA emergency code. The firefighter from yesterday stepped in again. "There is no HOA code that overrides life safety." His voice was ice. "You obstructed first responders." Karen's face crumbled. The reporter started recording. Neighbors pulled out their phones. There was no escape. Her husband gently touched her arm, voice low, pleading. "Karen, stop." For once, she couldn't speak. And I realized in that moment, her reign was over. The HOA emergency meeting was packed. No empty chairs, no quiet corners, just angry homeowners. Reporters hovering outside. And the fire captain, seated in the front row like a judge, waiting to deliver a sentence. Karen sat at the board table, clutching papers she pretended to read. Her hands shook so hard the pages rattled. The HOA president began, but the fire captain stood first. "We are recommending formal charges for obstruction of emergency services," he announced. "Had our crew been delayed any longer, lives could have been lost. We have video proof." All eyes turned to the big screen. My footage played in HD glory, Karen blocking the gate, stopping firefighters, spitting rules like poison. Gasps, murmurs, a few angry shouts. And Karen? She shrank, fingers digging into the table edge, face draining to white. When the clip ended, silence hung, heavy and electric. The president cleared his throat. "Karen, your behavior violated HOA policy, state emergency law, and basic human decency. Effective immediately, you are removed from all HOA duties." Karen jolted like she'd been struck. "You can't remove me! I am this HOA." "No!" Someone yelled from the back. "You wrecked this hoe!" Voices joined in. Resentment years in the making. "You fined me for having holiday lights 2 days early. You called animal control on my kid's puppy. You tried to ban teenagers from standing on sidewalks." Each accusation hit her like a hammer. Her husband bowed his head. You could tell even he knew this was the end. Security escorted her out as she sputtered, "You'll regret this. I was protecting you. This neighbor," she jabbed a trembling finger at me, "is the real problem." Nobody believed her. Not anymore. As the doors shut behind her, the room let out a collective breath. The president turned toward me. "Thank you for stepping up when nobody else could." I nodded, but my chest tightened. I hadn't done it for gratitude. I did it because it was right. Later, neighbors gathered around my driveway with coffee and relief in their eyes. Kids rode bikes freely for the first time in months without getting Karen's death glare. The world felt lighter, better. The fire captain stopped by. "Good footage saved a lot of trouble," he said. "If anyone like her ever tries this again, call us immediately." As evening settled, peace returned. My security cameras hummed quietly, same as always. Except now, they weren't just tools. They were proof that one person, standing firm, can stop someone drunk on power from hurting others. Karen lost her throne. and this neighborhood finally got its life back. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, if a Karen in your neighborhood tried to block firefighters like this, what would you do?